Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to call on the CEO of the American Osteopathic Association, Adrienne White-Faines, with our 2018 Year in Review. Adrienne.
That was a little unexpected. I hadn't paid attention to the video in the past. You know, for the past 5 years, I have been honored to serve as the CEO of this phenomenal association. It all began right here 6 years ago, in July 2013 at the House of Delegates. And at the time, the AOA and the Board of Trustees and the CEO Selection Committee identified 4 key challenges facing this association and the osteopathic profession. They identified the need to appeal to a fully dynamic, growing profession of DOs, which was growing at a rate of 300% over the past 20 years. They also identified the need to align the financial infrastructure for sustainability, and to realign the business lines for relevance for a changing workforce of primarily young physicians and respond to the dynamic changes of the US healthcare delivery system. And there was also a desire to make osteopathic medicine, DOs, and the AOA more visible and appreciated throughout the US and the world. And so this is what we did. We immediately following the House gathered the Board of Trustees, and we began setting strategic structure to envision the possible. The goal was to create a phased strategic realignment of the Great House. And the AOA's goal was to enhance visibility and impact of osteopathic medicine. The vision recognized that in order to expand and enhance membership, board certification, international presence, affiliate alignment, and a sustainability, and align a governance structure, we had to first reallocate resources, develop a stronger financial infrastructure, build public policy, expand our research and scholarly work, and build brand identity, both externally and internally, so we could speak with one voice. And we had to address the challenges of constraints in our osteopathic graduate medical education system. And after the first 3 years, we have now moved into that second phase to address those initial concerns. But you'll hear all about updates on all of our strategic areas throughout this morning. And therefore, right now, I would like to reflect on what we have learned over these last 5+ years. First, fear is often our biggest present obstacle to change. And this is why it's so critical to constantly be reminded and embrace that you must envision the possible. I personally know no other way. I have always known to climb the mountain in front of me. I guess that's why my career as a health strategist feels so natural. I learned to envision the possible and not be stalled by those around that don't believe. The possible comes for me from growing up in an age of civil rights in the 60s and integrating schools and being one of the first class of women in an all-male New England college in the 70s, or as a healthcare executive working to pass and design smoke-free laws when people couldn't envision a world that you couldn't smoke in restaurants or cities or states. These are the things that each and every time people said, not now, it can't be done. But we've always pushed through, That's envisioning the possible. And envisioning the possible is at the heart and soul of the osteopathic profession. 125 years ago, Dr. A.T. Still boldly envisioned the possible against all odds and doubt. He did not build his legacy from a place of fear. He built it imagining the possibilities. Dr. Still relied on his values as a supporter of the suffragette movement and was an anti-slavery advocate. And he was a friend and student of Native Americans, and he used his faith and his religion tied together with his intellectual acumen and remained courageous to envision the delivery of osteopathic medicine and promote the value of the person inside the patient. It is because of his vision that each and every one of us is here today. And unlike Dr. Still, you do not stand alone. You are now 150,000 strong between your students and your practicing physicians. Fear of acceptance did not stop him, and it sure can't stop you now. The AOA and DOs must continue to have the courage to lead. The second thing we've learned is we also know now that timing brings opportunity, especially with today's environmental forces. Recognize that you collectively, as DOs, already have many of the fundamental components currently sought to be more integrated in the US healthcare system. Intentionally trained and practicing in patient-centered care, training in team-based and collaborative care, recognition that health and wellness is more than treating a diagnosis, respect for the body's innate ability to heal itself, respect and appreciation that the health of the person inside the physician is as important as the person inside the patient. And together, using philosophies of mind, body, and the spirit, we can help restore physician wellness across this country. And finally, we've learned to embrace our champions, who may often come from unexpected places. Our champions include students and residents and early and mid-career physicians. They are seasoned physicians who bring perspective, history, and mentorship. They are leaders from within the association, from our board of trustees, our bureaus, councils, committees, our comms, and our affiliate structures. But they are also external, for they come from healthcare institutions and organizations across the globe. The learning is your champions may surprise you. You have far more supporters and partners than you do adversaries. And speaking of champions, before I close, I want to acknowledge two important champions who have been instrumental in my success through my tenure here at AOA. First and foremost, I want to give a personal thanks to my husband, Larry Faines, MD, and John Becker will make me say, and an emergency medicine physician. Larry, I want you all to know that Larry has been my champion, tolerating long hours for these past 5 years and my 200+ days on the road. But he also has unconditionally been your champion as well. He is the one that encouraged me to take this role, repeatedly telling me, DOs are the best docs I've ever worked with. He is the one that went back and continues to challenge policies within academic medical centers and within the GME process to see where those obstacles are creating that might prohibit the best and most talented physicians from joining their team. He is the one that ran private focus groups for me to test impressions and perspectives. but he is also the one that even told many ACGME trained DOs not to abandon their profession and come back to the AOA. Larry, you've made this ride so much easier for me, but you've done so much for the profession as well. Thank you. And my second set of champions are the outstanding and talented staff of the AOA. These are 190 of the most talented, loyal professionals you could ever have working by your side. I would be nothing without them. These people lift all of us. Would the AOA staff please stand once again? From senior leaders to security. So the journey for the AOA and for osteopathic medicine is far from over, and the possibilities continue to expand. We need to build more scholarly work. We need to lead solutions to enhance access to care. We need to be courageous about advancing medical education in an age of technology and refined focus away from subspecialization. We need to bring perspective to innovative patient delivery models, and we need to utilize the unique structure of AOA and osteopathic medicine to help demonstrate solutions to creating a more diverse workforce, more inclusive of women and those of multiple races, bisexual orientation, religion. That is how we demonstrate respect for the whole person, appreciating that diverse perspectives in the workplace improve care for every individual. May we all be inspired by the vision of Dr. A.T. Still to envision the possible. And as for my journey, I do have few more months to go, and I can still do a lot of damage. But please let me take this moment to thank you all for the profound honor to be part of this incredible family. Thank you for allowing me to help you advance your potential as a profession. Thank you for your devotion to use your gifts each day to create a healthier world. You are an amazing mission-oriented group of physicians to whom I will forever be your strongest and most loyal advocate. You have enhanced my life profoundly, and I will forever be renewed by my spirit to envision the possible. May the AOA journey continue for the next 125 years, making an impact across the world, and may you all rise up. Thank you.